Gabi po sa lahat. We are live now ngayon in our Friday episode of What's Up Doc. So, meron tayong Q&A every Friday. Nandito po tayo ngayon in Tambayanihan Garden Cafe. Also, this will be our venue for the face-to-face LCF masterclass that will happen tomorrow. So, for the local participants living here in Bacolod, Negros Occidental, we will be having it here. The address would be number 8 Cametal Road, Bata, Bacolod City. And of course, the majority of our applicants, our enrollees, our upcoming students, and future health coaches and health hackers when it comes to low carb nutrition and fasting lifestyle are actually majority not from here. So it's basically a it's gonna be a virtual class. So we have delegates coming from Mindanao, coming from Manila, other parts of Visayas, and of course so many are our fellow Filipinos working abroad, like in Europe, in America. Some are already permanent residents of Australia, Hong Kong, and Singapore. Marami po. So we are happy to welcome all of you. I hope you will get to have a very, very happy learning activity together with us in our team. And I hope it's going to be a very, very productive class. I think it's going to be the best class ever that I'll be in. So for those who are not yet part of the master class, this is your chance actually to ask those questions related to low carb and fasting that we are not able to tackle. As you all know, I can be quite very very busy, so hindi ko mapuntahan lahat ng questions in your comments and also in our inbox because we are quite fully loaded right now. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section. Usually marami talaga nagtatanong and our time is usually kulang na kulang, but we will do our best na masagot yan. And don't worry, majority of those questions actually have been answered na. It's just that na-answer ito nung mga panahon na baka hindi nyo napanood yung live natin or you weren't able to watch the video. So, if you can subscribe to my channel, I have a YouTube channel that is also not that very active, but your support still. Marami namang videos doon. So, you can check it out and maybe some of those things that you need to know are already there. So, hello Gigi. So, Gigi, ngayon we know each other by nickname because our community as we get acquainted sa class ng LCF Masterclass, so we now know what's the nickname of each, so we become closer and the community, the learning experience is even better. So of course, Annabelle, Buena, Sir Robert from KSA, Sir Romeo, mga ano yan, mga pro fasters and LC yan, and also mga ano din, mga pwedeng pang fitness coach yan kasi very very physically active. And of course, Malu, so excited to see you tomorrow. Jelly Mendoza Dumpit Cat, hello. Juliet Carillo Frick from Denmark, I hope you can all join our masterclass. Anna Marie de la Cruz, good evening. Yan Yan Atiro Onkal Marisa Pe, good afternoon. Jonathan, I started reading book 1. I am so informed by what I am reading. That's so nice. I am happy. Actually, imagine I wrote book 1 way back in 2019. Wala pang COVID nun. And I just realized if ever I do not know what I know, that the ones I impart in book 1 also. Siguro takot na takot kami sa COVID. But actually, we are not really afraid of COVID as long as we know how to improve our health. And of course, from that day on, more than 2 years now, we are now on our road to year 3 of our low carb and fasting journey. And as you know, kahit medyo bulak-bulak ko noon nung araw, I can really be serious when it comes to studying the things that I'm really into. So that would include low carb nutrition and fasting. And this masterclass actually, all of those things that I learned, what I learned before, what I learned now, and what I continue to learn now, I will share with everyone, especially that we have a very varied set of students in that masterclass. We have newbies, we have those who doesn't have any idea, and those who want to actually use that whatever they will learn in order for them to hopefully heal themselves and also try to improve their health. But for those also who are looking into just improving their health, this masterclass can serve as your best chance of preventing illness. So, and as well as I think a large bulk also of our enrollees are already somewhat experienced when it comes to low carb nutrition and fasting. But they're very, very humble and very, very kind to still consider to learn as if learning from scratch again, saying that they will empty their cup in order to absorb all the learnings as if it's the first time they've been hearing it. And it's just very overwhelming for me, and I am much more excited. If you are excited, I'm also very excited to be a part of this masterclass, and I hope that we will really have a good time. So for the coaches, for the pros, I think this masterclass can help you become a coach yourself. So there will be workbook, and the workbook, if you want to copy it in order for you to implement the same format, the same flow of discussion, you are free to do so. Okay? Hindi ko nilagyan ng ang workbook natin, hindi ko nilagyan ng ng copyright para pwede nyo lang magamit. So it's really okay with me, especially if it means we are educating more people. And also for those health practitioners, I have good news. We already have a good number of doctors who are joining, who are open-minded enough, and even more important is we have doctors even of foreign nationalities who are open to it, and we hope to do it this one. Even the preparation itself, it's really, really doing good, and we hope to multiply it in the long run so that hindi na natin kailangan i-defend yung why we are eating this, why we are doing this, so that we will reach a point that eating low carb, doing intermittent fasting is already a norm. It's no longer an exemption. Kasi right now, when we are inside our community in Life Without Rice and low carb feasting and fasting community, we feel like we just belong. Pareho lang tayo lahat. When you hear a person doing fasting, it's just like a normal thing for us. But if you know, outside our communities actually, the number of people who are doing fasting and who are not into carbohydrates are still so many. We are still the minority, and I believe there is still hope that we can reverse that in order for the majority also to not be succumbed to illness and death brought about by poor food choices. And let's make it a norm, let's make it a majority na mas marami talaga yung healthy. Okay? So thank you, Jonathan, for that review. Ella Marie from Hong Kong. Peanut oil, low carb. Yes, it can be low carb, but it can have inflammatory effect. Okay? So better to use it with caution. What do you need peanut oil for? Because if it's just for cooking, you can use, and if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, you can simply use refined coconut oil. It's one of the best oil that you can use for cooking. It has very high oxidation point and also very high heat point na kahit deep fry, okay pa rin yung coconut oil. Okay? And Ma'am Gigi, Marcella, good evening. Inday Jean, thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Ayeng, yan, mga alam ko, bibong-bibo yan. So, Sonia Timpog, thank you so much also for joining. Kat, Rosaline, Redon, and Hazel Grace watching from Leyte. Susan Esconde. Malu, can I ask Doctora how to compute macro contents of the food we prepare? So, we will tackle that actually in our masterclass. I think that's going to be more in-depth by day 2. So, that's going to be on April 17. But in general, kasi mahirap naman kapag bumili ka, hindi na yon standard kasi maraming condiments, hindi mo alam kung what's in there. But generally, you can just Google, pinaka-easy lang. Merong mga MyFitnessPal, what else? There are so many apps. My Carb Counter, and then meron ding maraming apps actually. I think I used before MyFitnessPal ba yun? O Lose It. Okay. Meron pa lang isang app that I used before. Lose It yung pangalan niya. Yung orange yung kanyang color. Tapos parang weighing scale. So you can put there your whatever you put. So instead of for example adobong manok, you can just put the amount of chicken. Like say for example, chicken half kilo. So maglalagay diyan how much is the proteins there and how much is the fats and carbohydrates if any. But to be safe nga, as much as possible, we'll limit talaga our carbohydrate intake para hindi na natin kailangan computein. Don't worry, there is actually no need to really go into the bits para computein sila. Pero we will still teach that in our masterclass. Kaya lang parang hindi ata siya makakover ng Q&A lang. Pero yun, yung pinaka-easy is to get the amount that you use. So say for example, 1/4 kilo of chicken and maglalabas dyan how much is the proteins and how much is the fats. And then whatever condiments you use, like say for example, you use vinegar, so it's usually 0 calorie, and you put a little, say for example, kahit nag-avoid na tayo ng mga honey, like soy sauce or all that, but say for example, you will put a tomato paste. So a tomato paste, kahit medyo low carb siya, it will still contain some amount of carbohydrate. So isa-isa, it's better if you want to be accurate. One by one, you really have to check the ingredients, its macros, and the amount that you consume. At you put it in one meal, no? At one menu. Tapos kung ilang servings yan, so that would be like one serving gagamit mo, you divide it by 4, so you just divide by 4 the overall na macros from proteins, fats, and carbohydrates para malaman natin. Okay? So Diane Abrigo, excited for tomorrow. Us too. We will actually prepare tonight in order for us to have a smooth flow tomorrow. Marcela from Dasmariñas, Cavite. Manang Mary, good morning. Good morning sa iyo. Dito sa amin, good evening na. Sige. Mendoza Dumpit, na bakunahan po kayo ng COVID vaccine. Naka-LCF po kasi ako. Nag-worried po ako. Baka pag nabakunahan po ako, manghina po ako. Okay. So, vaccine will actually will not having whatever diet that you have will actually not have much effect when it comes to vaccine. So vaccine is just part of prevention, although we know that the vaccine now can still be improved. But for those who are high risk, like say for example with known comorbidities, elderlies, meron talagang risk for severe na reactions to COVID, like say for example those with diabetes, those with obesity, so better talaga, we suggest na better bakuna, although merong mga panghihina, konting side effect, but the benefit I believe can still outweigh the risk. It's just that I am not one of those high risk, so wala pa. Although I signed up actually for vaccine din, kaya lang na-busy ako during my schedule, so I wasn't able to attend to it. So maybe it's the universe way, pero hindi ko alam. Anyway, I'm just open to vaccines, and yun nga, sabi ko, hindi ako choosy sa vaccine. Kung merong vaccine, okay lang. Kung wala, okay lang din. At kung ano lang meron, okay lang din sa akin. Kasi, vaccines may fail, protection may fail, mask may fail, physical distancing may fail, face shield may fail, pero I want my immune system intact and it will not fail me. Yun yung pinaka-importante. Carmen Ang Domingo, hello. Ivy Carmela, Inocencio Simbahon, how to enroll? Actually, our registration ended actually yesterday, but we are open to accepting as long as hindi pa talaga nakakapagsimula. So just message our clinic manager, Alvin Chua Rojo. So you can check facebook.com/alvin.rojo. He's my brother and also our clinic manager and the ones coordinating this event. Okay? So Raymond Antonio will be CAA powder mixed in water taken during a fasting, stop fasting. Salamat po. Because that's protein, okay? So branched chain amino acid is protein. So you actually don't need so much protein whenever you're fasting, or else it will break your fast. But technically speaking, as long as it's not more than 18 grams, you will not break your ketosis, okay? But it will break your autophagy, okay? So you can have two reasons for fasting. It can be for healing, and usually generally for healing, like either for weight loss, so you go into ketosis, or for cleansing your body, healing everything that's there, and that's through autophagy. So autophagy maximizes when there is limited amount of protein intake because it's trying to recycle the protein that's already in your body. But if you're just looking into like ketosis, weight loss, so you can have that. But it will stall your progress just a little. So you can do your experiment. Anyway, these are just generalities, but individual differences still is applicable, especially if you are physically active. So you might be able to tolerate more than the regular ones na napagstudihan ng mga ganitong mga researches. So maybe you can accommodate more protein because you're physically active. Say for example, you're weightlifting while you're fasting. Alma Rose, hi. Angelica Keja, registration fee, you just inquire with our event coordinator, Alvin. Shanang, good evening. Ayeng, it's hard to believe, nagbulakbol ka, Doc Ray. Sorry, try harder. Hindi, kaya nga yung mga, I have I have friends and classmates, high school, elementary, na hindi nila ma-imagine. Kahit until med school, hindi nila ma-imagine what I'm doing now. Kasi I'm just an average. Until ngayon, average pa rin ako for my senses, no? Bulakbol talaga ako, hindi ako umattend ng first period noon kasi hindi ako muna makagising ng maaga. So wala akong first period, I think almost all of my high school at I just pray na lang every exam na mapasa ko. So far nakapasa naman. Pero yun talaga kasi the breakthrough in my life when I feel like somewhat meron akong leap of improvement, tama ba? It's when I discovered fasting. So from nada, from wala lang, go with the flow, chill lang. Alam niyo naman, I'm just a very lazy person, especially my family. Yun nga, nakita nilang nag-post ako ng nag-planking ako. First time pa daw nila akong nakitang nag-exercise or kahit anong physical activity, even if they know that I've been somewhat into sports before, pero hindi pa nila ako nakita. So as for me, fasting and low carb really changed my life. So that led to where I am now. And I'm so happy to be sharing whatever I learned with all of you, starting from those books, those 3 books that I wrote, and I hope to increase more. So I think we have a 4th book coming anytime soon. Makakahabol pa po kaya ako? Alam naman ni Gilbert na meron siyang slot na ni-reserve para sa kanya. Tanungin mo lang Sir Alvin. Alam mo yung sagot doon. So, Sanshon Diego, how to enroll? Maka-avail ng book. So, for the book, you can just message our page, Perfect at Last, Weight, Health, and Wellness. So, that is actually a book series of 3. Meron ba ako dito? So, this is the one. So, this is book 2. This is book 3. Yung book 1, nasa loob. Okay? So, this is a trio, book 3. It's printed in Amazon, so it's quite big. Alam mo, malaki yung mukha ko, so malaki yung book. So, it's really quite a big book kasi malaki talaga yung mukha ko eh. So, one tulog na lang. Yes, Mr. Seth, I'm so excited to see you. Hello, Eleanor. Saan ka ba, Eleanor? I'm not sure. Kung nakita ko yung pangalan mo, I wish you can join. Sonia Timpog, I just read very little, but it's okay because to be included in your class is more than enough. Okay, yes, actually, we give the books as supplements as para pang for future use. But actually, if you are not fond of reading, that's also the purpose of the masterclass. Kasi meron talaga mga tao na sanay with traditional form of learning na ganyan. And so far, hindi naman sa ano, pero meron talaga akong tendency na mag-teacher-teacheran. So, I really like to share whatever I know the best way na as if ako mismo. Kasi since I'm a person that's quite skeptical then and critical, it took a long time for me to understand all those and to really accept all those, no? Especially if it's going against my medical training. But when I already realized how the common sense behind it, so it's very easy to grasp, and how I understand it now, dumaan man ako sa maraming pasikot-sikot, but the shortcut, the way for you to understand it better, that is what I'm going to offer to all of you. Okay, so thank you Gigi for replying, and Violi, will lemon and ACV break autophagy? ACV, not much. Lemon, possibly, because lemon will have calories. It contains calories, but ACV, wala. Sharon, from Ilocos Norte, anime, just 12 days of IF and LC. I've lost 12 pounds. Yay! So, that's really good. So, I hope you don't discourage if you go along na konti na yung weight loss mo. Because that's really what happens during the initial phase of low carb intermittent fasting. Kasi nawawala yung water and also your glycogen. So you're losing a lot of that because glycogen in our system, the storage form of our carbohydrates, can really carry a lot of water. Did you know that a gram of carbohydrates can ano yun, can accommodate 3 grams of water. So imagine, kaya kumain ka man lang ng isang cake, isang slice ng cake lang yan. So if that slice of cake is around 150 or 200 grams times plus 300 times 3 grams of water per gram. So that's what? 600 plus 200. Kaya meron kang 800 grams increase in weight paggising mo sa umaga. So that's because of how water really holds when you have high insulin, high sugar in your body. Not excluding pa ha, yung insulin effect and all those. So yun talaga. But don't worry, as you move along, your weight loss might be slower, but at least it is somewhat, we can say, if you're doing it right, it's somewhat mostly purely fat loss na, hindi na water loss. So that's still a good way. Trust the process. Don't be discouraged. Ipagpatuloy mo lang. So we have kids around because it's actually one of my nephew's 5th birthday. So nandito kami ngayon sa Tambayanihan Cafe. So Fe de la Cruz, where I can buy your book. So I think we have a reseller in Manila. We are actually selling it at the same price. So you can just get it from Little Retail PH. Okay, so Little Retail PH is a very supportive. Also, they're selling other keto products, so you can also check that out. And hello, Mariani La Marquez Kipot. Hello from Australia. Hope to see you tomorrow. And Rochelle Pagaduan Domingo. Good evening. Bakit may question mark? Good evening, Rochelle. Good evening din ba? Okay, Anna May Ramirez, please explain why all-purpose cream is okay in LC recipes. Is it because of the high fat content? So, contrary to all the other keto groups and low carb groups that you've been, all-purpose cream is always included at para siyang part ng regular na kinakain ng mga tao. But actually, for us in Life Without Rice, the food list that we have is yung all-purpose cream and all other dairy products, especially not coming from grass-fed processing na hindi natin sure, are actually part of the caution list. Yes, pasok siya under low carb because it's low calorie and it's very high fat content, and the fat is actually coming from animals, so that's practically okay. Pero we also don't need so much of that fat, especially if we still have fats to lose, okay? So, and those can sometimes show some inflammation for people who are sensitive to dairies. So, that's why I put it in under the caution list kasi hindi talaga yan para sa lahat. So, if you feel like your weight or your progress is stalling, try to see again our food list kasi mostly maraming na-fail doon sa caution list na approved under low carb. So, one other thing aside from cheese and dairies, yung mga processed meats and canned goods, no? Especially yung mga canned tuna, canned whatever, because of course they're no longer natural, so they won't last that long in the shelf if wala silang mga chemicals, and that chemicals are also not natural to our system. That's why it can have induced. Ang cute naman ang mga batang ito. Okay lang, you can just pass by, nakikita pa rin kayo. Sige, so yan, and also another the low carb sweetener. So even if it's monk fruit, even if it's allulose that I use actually from time to time, and stevia, so even those doesn't have any insulin effect and sugar effect, but it can induce some degree of alteration sa brain system natin that we can have cravings na hindi na natural. So sayang yung progress natin. So better safe. And if you and I'm not saying na bawal nyo nang gamitin yon. You can still use that, of course, but yun nga, under caution list. So you have to be very mindful whenever you are consuming them. Okay? So, Joe Laksamana, it's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Yes, LV. Pasilan Baringa, Jean, 2 days constipated na po. Anong gagawin? Constipation with low carb, try to make sure that you're drinking at the right time. So, plenty of water, and of course, you try to make sure you have enough electrolytes. Magnesium and potassium can help with bowel movement, especially if you take them at night. And for those naman na medyo may problema na with intestines for so long, you can try to see, no, baka you can improve with probiotics then as well. Okay? So, some will respond to fiber. I would like like to emphasize this, but others actually don't respond to fiber. Yung iba nga, mas nagko-constipate sila with fiber. So, hindi yan universal rule na kapag may fiber, ay magiging ano na agad. So, hi! Ito na yan. So, for those of you na merong kailangan for LCF Masterclass, siya yung hanapin nyo. Okay? So, that's my brother Alvin and also our event coordinator, okay? And our clinic manager. So, lahat. So, kahit yung mga books nyo, siya muna ngayon. Kasi, as much as possible, we are trying to do it para sa inyo. Isa lang muna yung accountable. So, siya yung accountable, okay? Message Alvin Rojo. I think Gigi, Regina Bumanglag already tagged him in one of those posts, okay? So, sana, oh my God, hello Tita Mai! Happy spring break to you in Germany. So, it's Loki's birthday. So, 5th birthday na ni Loki. I hope they can meet with the cousins soon, no? With tito na pala. So, tito na si Jorgen and si si Julian. Tito na sila. So, Susan Espedido, watching from Canada. Dr. Duldoco Lera, side effects po. But it's worth it. It's tolerable. I had AstraZeneca. Okay. Yes, side effects can be there, but of course, as long as we know how to counter it. But don't worry, I know you're going to join our masterclass. We will discuss that one by one, and we will make sure na hindi na yan mapagdaanan ng iba, kasi napagdaanan ko na yan. So, yes, I've done all those experimentation myself. So, we hope to, with the help, of course, of other literatures, no, we hope to offer you a sustainable way of doing low carb and fasting. So, Alota, good evening, watching here. Thank you. Oda Chill. Hello, Ate Mai. Good. Richel Pagaduan. Domingo. Oh, hello, Papi. Dali, come here. So, this is my brother, Bapi. So, the one who was hospitalized last time for operation. Tapos na po yung operation niya. So, it was very successful. So, we'd like to say thank you to Doc Juan Valdivinos, na, and also the team in GS, Dr. Ogis, Dr. Criza Las Piñas, and all of the general surgery department of the hospital where Bapi was operated. So, recovering. Medyo payat pa. Kaon damo. Kain muna marami. Okay, so that's my brother. So, he's actually older than me. So, kuya na? Ikaw ang kuya? Yes. Siya yung kuya. But I accepted already that I look older than most of my siblings, if not all of my siblings. So, there's 5 of us in the family. Ako yung pang-5. So, I don't mind kapag sinasabi nilang mas matanda ako tingnan. It's okay. So, Princess Avelino from Zamboanga. Cherise Crisosto, I love you. Yeah, diba, chill. I'm so chill. Natividad Kompayan, how much is your book? So, it depends individually or as a set. So, you better take the set. And actually, kumukonti na yung stocks namin. Tagal-tagal pa naman mag-ship ng Amazon, 30 to 45 days. So, yes, Cherise Crisosta, but not a nobody. Because you love me and I love you. Bumanglag Regina, wow, 4th book, yes. 4th book tayo soon, after our masterclass. Pagtutuunan natin yan. So, Sharon, is it safe for those who have controlled hypertension na magpa-vaccine? We want to hear your opinion. So, hindi lang naman yung hypertension yung tinitingnan natin. Your overall health. If you think you are vulnerable, then you can really take the vaccine. If you think you are strong enough and you are not willing to risk the side effects of vaccines, then don't. So you just make sure that you will really do your best to really live healthy. Stick with your fasting schedule, stick with your low carb meals, the safe low carb meals, if you want to maximize that. And if you still have hypertension, if you're still taking medicine, I advise, and you're already doing low carb, I really advise that you seek proper consult. For all you know, baka pwede ng konti-konting mawin yung antihypertensive meds mo. Especially that, with hypertension, kapag naglo-low carb, expected talaga na babagsak yung blood pressure. But to the normal level. Kasi kami before, as a family, hindi talaga kami more onto hypertension. So, normal BP namin, 90 to 100, over 50 to 60, yun lang talaga. So, when we did low carb, hindi naman siya mas bumaba pa. So, it's just stay that way. Okay? MZLU Bolano, ask lang po, I'm starting low carb and TMAD. Ano po best food supplement for healthy lifestyle? So, ideally, if you've read the book, no, walang kailangan supplement if you can take them. But I also know that it is unrealistic to be able to prepare the food na tamang-tama sa vitamins, minerals, complete yung magnesium, complete yung potassium. Ang alam ko lang, ang kayang-kaya kong ma-complete is the sodium requirement, but the potassium, magnesium, the essential oils like fish oil, hindi naman ako makakakain ng salmon every day, no? At saka olive oil, yes, sometimes, but hindi rin kasi wala lang, meron din talaga mga food na hindi lang sila bagay. So, like for example, kumakain ka ng bulalo, weird naman lalagyan mo ng olive oil, di ba? So, yes, I can agree that supplements can help if you are not able to accommodate all of the essential nutrients and vitamins and minerals and electrolytes during your daily food intake. Okay? So, usually, pwede lang. Actually, wala naman lahat. Pero yung pinaka-importante talaga, magnesium, potassium, so yung salt, no? Sodium chloride na yun yung salt natin. And if hindi ka makakain ng maraming meat kasi natatakot ka sa red meat, so maybe you can supplement with B vitamins. And also, kung hindi ka talaga nagpapaaraw kasi gabihan yung trabaho mo at buong araw natutulog ka lang, so baka kumonti talaga yung vitamin D mo, so you can supplement with vitamin D. Pero yun nga, as much as possible, there's actually a way to not become dependent on those supplements. So for us, umiinom kami ng mga vitamins, pero hindi rin ganun ka-religious, like araw-araw. So whenever we feel like parang walang kwenta masyado yung pinagkakain ko lately, hindi naman walang kwenta, low carb pa din, but just very fast. Like for example, kanina yung nakain ko, itlog lang at nuts, kasi tinapos ko yung workbook natin kasi nga kailangan ng i-print kasi yung iba daw walang printer sa bahay, so they have to print it while they're still in the office. So sige, I was able to finish that. So yun lang yung kinain ko. So that's why wala akong makitang masyadong high source of potassium kasi naubos na yung avocado kong binili last time. So I took potassium today and salt, but hindi pa ako nag-magnesium. I usually save yung magnesium at night kasi mas maganda yung tulog ko. Together with melatonin if ever I need an instant boost and a good rest. Okay? Umo Jamil Basher, if you're still interested, paki-message na lang po. Baka pwede pa tayong humabol sa last trip na talaga with our registration in our masterclass. So, kasi we will be focusing on that. It's going to be the most expensive. Although, we hope that there will be a second batch. But, of course, the first is always special. Yun talaga yun. And, hindi ko alam if I will still do another 4 days. Kasi, I just realized now na ginagawa na namin yung lahat-lahat ng modules natin. Sobra talaga siyang extensive at sobrang mahaba. So, maybe the next masterclass would be shorter. Of course, hindi naman natin yun ganon. We will still focus on the gist and the most important things. Pero, iba pa rin yung if we are able to really take our time and we can accommodate those questions. Kasi, iba-iba tayo ng learning. So, for those na member ng ating groups and who enrolled in the masterclass, be patient, be understanding, and know na hindi tayo magkapareho lahat ng when it comes to learning curve. So we might, the discussion might seem a little faster for you or a little slower for you, but we will make sure as much as possible that before we move on, we can cover all the bases na pareho na tayong naintindihan. So that's my birthday boy, Loki. Okay, so yes, and we can start being patient talaga because we will be facing so many people. And if we want to really pay it forward and help others as well, we have to be more patient na marami talagang mas nangangailangan. Hindi lang yung guidance, but also patience for you to really help them get through sa mga pinaka mahihirap na part, which is usually the start when you really have to explain everything from bottom to top. So we can learn together. So the lectures and the flow of the discussion, you can adapt it if you want. You can improve it if you want. You can modify it if you want. So that mas madali yung teach natin or pag-inspire natin sa iba to do more. So Jean, pa-help po. 2 days constipated. Okay na yan, no? RC, pwede ko lang gustong magkape. Every time hindi ko na makita. Sana yun? Na natatabunan. Receive na yung book. Bago lang, bugtaw. Hi, thank you, sir. Hello, Sir Jazzy Torres. Also Ilonggo, but now in the States. So, thank you. I hope you can have more fun reading the books, okay? And I know you know what to do. Kasi you've been fasting on your own even before we have our consultation. So, Inday G, hindi ko na ma-print yung manual para bukas because I don't have time to print it out. Don't worry. You can just browse on it on your tablet, say for example. So, ano lang, ano yan? Electronic file, and then you can just use any notebook, and then kapag na-print mo na sa Monday, you can just rewrite it there, okay? And alam mo, sa pag-rewrite mo ng notes mo doon, actually, it will help you with more retention. It will help you. It's like already doing a review. So, your learning will even be double. So, maganda rin. There's always a good side in everything. So, wag nang masad, okay? So, Erich Alba, congrats! May these years of talks bear fruit by increasing advocates of LCIF. Yes, especially in the medical field. Yun talaga yung gusto namin. So, we are actually increasing our list of doctors who are practicing low carb. Somewhat tumadami na rin. So, don't worry. At least meron na talaga sa Luzon, Visayas, at Mindanao. Meron na kayong makikita if you want. No? So, yes. Thank you. Bagong formula sa electrolyte. Kayang-kaya. Did you like the electrolyte recipe that I give you? I hope you like it and I hope it's effective for you. So, Charis, ha, kung alam mo lang, ate, nung high school kami, wala akong first period noon. I'm not proud naman, no? I'm so sorry, baka isipin nyo, nagpo-promote ako na magbulakbol yung mga estudyante. Hindi naman. So, yun, ako lang talaga yun. So, buti na nga lang sa awa ng Diyos, pinapasa niya ako. So, Gian, pa-help. Ano yung pa-help mo, Gian? Visible po ba ako? Yes, visible ka. Ano ba yun? Baka natatabunan yung question mo. Those are lovely kids at the back. Yes, those are my nephews. Marami na akong nephews ngayon. So, Madeline, what to do po if parang lalagnatin ka, Doc? Kung parang lalagnatin lang, pero hindi talaga lagnat, baka keto flu yun. So, that's usually a part of the transition from high carb to low carb. But usually, dapat over time nawawala yan. If you feel that frequently, so you have to really look into what you're eating. Baka merong mga hidden carbs or baka ayaw man nating aminin, medyo nakakapag-cheat tayo from time to time. So, we always go through. Hindi tayo nawawala. Hindi natin na-overcome yung transition phase. So, that's why with my patient, I really allot at least 2 weeks of transition phase. Nawala muna yung expectations, adjustment muna, okay? But if you feel, at kung lalagnatin ka na talaga, so by definition, 37.8 and above, yun na yung lagnat, okay? Our normal body temperature is 37 up to 37.8, okay? So, kung mataas na talaga, so you can check kung ano yung source ng lagnat mo. So, it can be viral, so pwedeng lahat. It can be toothache, so masakit yung ipin. It can be UTI, kung merong masakit sa pag-ihi, all those. So, if you're unsure, better consult your doctor, okay? Rico Fernando, good evening. Good evening, Sheila Marie from Ilocos Norte. Salamat po, Gian. Yes, nabasa ko, pero hindi ko nabasa yung kung anong kailangan mong help. Hello, Ma'am Sabrina. See you tomorrow. Jenny and Melanie Camacho. Marcela Sheena. Hi Doc, ilang buwan pwedeng mag-LCIF pang 9 days ko today? OMAD, nabawasan ako ng 12 pounds. So, yes, that is, I think, one of the parang misconceptions ng iba. Akala nila diet lang yung paglo-low carb at pag-IF, yung parang bang ikakasal ka lang, o meron ka lang ate ng kasal, or meron kang event, or debut mo na gusto mong mag-fit sa magandang gown, or whatever reason that you have, or baka summer na at gusto mong mag-bikini kada summer, pero all other times of the year, hindi ka bikini. So, this lifestyle is actually not short-term. So, when we say lifestyle, it's really for life, okay? With our masterclass, we will also cover kung anong gagawin with maintenance. If we can go with other, kailangan ba tayong mag-stick with that fasting na nakasanayan natin? Or can we extend it? Can we shorten it? Also, our carb intake, kailangan ba talaga tayong mag-stick lang sa 20 to 50 grams? Or will there be time na pwede tayong mag-allow for more? So, yes, we will tackle that, of course. At after you've actually reached your goal weight and goal health, that's also the best time for you to build more muscles, to improve your resistance. So, after our masterclass, magaganyan ako. Promise. Sige. So, idol kita, Doc. Ang pickle juice po ba nakaka-break ng fast? As long as walang sugar yung pickle mo, okay lang. So, usually I do pickle I drink pickle juice also for during my fast. It's just like apple cider vinegar or cocoa vinegar, and then nilalagay ko sa kung anong favorite ko, like manggang, hilaw, and kung ano man dyan. So para meron man siyang parang flavor, but hindi siya nadudurog or kung ano man. So there's no added calories. So pickle juice can be taken. Asin lang yung i-add mo, ha. Hello, Chloe. Hello, Genevieve. And Jem? Jem Michael. I'm happy. I think we will see you tomorrow. Christian Hill? Dami ko talaga natutunan na bago sa iyo, Doc. So excited for tomorrow. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm so excited also. And at sobrang maganda yan if ever marami na tayo, no? So we can actually, for those who are planning into, who are enrolling as coach and wellness trainer, I actually encourage you to start your own page. Para hayaan nyo na yung personal page nyo. But all of your health advocacies, all of the things that you believe in, pwede nyo na mag-start so that others can be more knowledgeable. So if you find, no, like for example, you find a post that I did, kung ayaw yung pwede nyo lang i-grab and then pwede nyo lang i-repost para hindi siya share. Or you can make your own version. I don't mind because we have different circles. What's important is we spread this advocacy to as many people as possible. So, Maria Suzanne, that's true. Whenever I eat too much fiber, I get more constipated. So, I avoid chia seeds. Yeah, the thing with fiber, mas kailangan mong merong tamang timpla ng water. Okay? Yes, you need a lot of water para yung water ay mapaiwan sa fiber. At kasi kung dehydrated ka, your body will tend to reabsorb all those water coming from your end part of your large intestine. So, magiging dry na yon. So, if it's fibrous in the first place, sobrang mas maninigas yon. Okay? So, as much as possible, you make sure you're well hydrated. And there's also a key on proper water intake. Hindi pwedeng plano mong uminom ng 8 glasses of water, kaya lang nakalimutan mo whole day. Tapos, dalawang baso lang yung nainom mo. Tapos, 5 p.m. na, doon mo lang nalaman. At doon mo ininom ang remaining 6 glasses of water. So, that's really not a good way to do it. You're abusing your kidneys, okay? Hello, Rosario from Norway. Juvelita Katao, I'm glad as a member of your group. Hopefully, I can buy your book. Yes, nasa Amazon lang yan if you're not in the Philippines, or we can ship it for you, no? At maganda din. Hello, Gigi. Hello. Ang electrolytes na powder with sugar ba? Lahat yan? Yes, so far, from what I know. Pero meron, I think, one of our members who are veteran na into low carb, Sir Ed Gawit, no? He's a chef. He suggested, merong brand, I think Light Water. Hindi to advertisement, but we just want to help kung hindi talaga. It's better to make your own electrolyte water. Okay? Just a mixture of salt. Meron tayo dyan. Just look into our group, Low Carb Feasting and Fasting Community. Meron tayong recipe dyan, snake juice, okay? Although I made some alterations kasi yung iba hindi available sa atin yung recipe. But yes, that can be done to be safe, okay? For you naman, meron namang mga electrolyte drink na yung zero sugar talaga. Yung wag yung may mga, basta matamis, may sugar, kahit hindi yan sugar, may sweetener, hindi na yan maganda whenever you're fasting, okay? EJ Viado, Doc, good PM, ask ko lang po, ano po kaya ang cause ng medyo masakit ang balikat at batok? Normal naman BP, pero minsan po, natayo po ako sa biglang tayo, nahihilo po ako saglit, thanks po. So, yung biglang paghihilo, after standing, from sitting and then immediately standing up, that is what we actually call postural hypotension, no? Or positional hypotension. So, okay, so yung BP mo medyo bababa na in the first place, so it's actually contrary to what you think na akala mo mataas yung BP mo. For all you know, baka mas mababa yung BP mo. So, it can be prone to people like us, no? Yung sabi ko, mababa yung BP ng family namin. So, we now learned na kapag galing sa nakahiga, hindi pwedeng bigla-bigla tatayo. Upo muna, and then pagka upo, dahan-dahan ng pagtayo. But you can improve that with exercise, especially with your lower body parts. Okay? Para mas maganda yung blood flow coming from the muscles, coming from your lower legs. Miss you too, Cherise. Love na love ka ni Bapi. Marigel, question, On and off ang LC, masama po ba yun? Depende. If after LC, you're consuming very high carb and you're not doing any intermittent fasting, so kung nag-high carb ka, pero konti lang naman, so wala naman yung ganun kagrabing effect yun, okay? So, but if you're low carb and then next day high carb, so you're actually, the insulin effect is still there. So, baka the moment that you're doing low carb, after mo nag-high carb, baka yung lahat ng taba na kinain mo sa low carb, especially most of the low carbers are eating a lot of fats, no? So, if you're eating that just a day after you've been eating cake and ice cream, so that will be so bad, no? So sayang yung progress, okay? Murawski, cutie pie doktora. Nako, ikaw lang nagsabi niyan. San Miguel Ruth. Thank you so much. God bless you din. Ano ba pagkaiba ng extra strength magnesium at sa magnesium citrate? So magnesium citrate, parang iba-iba lang yung mga mga absorption level. Extra strength, ang magnesium citrate kasi it can help with parang pangpakalma and also with bowel movements. For the extra strength, I think meron siyang magnesium oxide. Iba yung apelyido niya. No? So, those kinds, we need magnesium. Super underrated yung magnesium kasi kailangan siya in almost every aspect of our health, no? Sa pag-isip, sa blood flow, sa heart, sa hormones, sa endocrine, lahat-lahat, pati sa skin health, bone health, brain health, importante yung magnesium. At every time merong magnesium na kailangan doon, iba-iba din siyang part ng component. So, it can be magnesium citrate, magnesium oxide, although our body can easily convert them kung ano yung mas kailangan niya. But for easier absorption, so merong mga preparation na ready na siyang ganon. So, the extra strength is made for those who are physically active. So, more on muscle effects and also bone, tendon, and all those. But if you are not that physically active, magnesium citrate or any magnesium na supplement can already be good. Okay? Potassium gluconate, pwede ba yun inumin? Yes, pwede yun. Okay? So, any potassium, yung less lang yung kailangan natin on the second name. Although, merong mga specific, like for example, potassium citrate, mas maganda yon for those as prevention. Binibigay yun actually na as parang preventive medicine for those with prone to uric stone formation. Okay? Anong best food, doc, para di masyadong pumayat? Proteins. So, proteins is the key. So, totoo po ba yun, doc? Nung LCIF 1 month, naglulus ako 4 kilo, bumagsak din BP ko, pero wala naman ako nararamdaman na panghilo o ano man. So, baka bagsak? As long as it's not below 80/50 or 80/40, at saka yung pakiramdam mo ay okay naman. Usually, actually, no, yung mga tao, sanay na mataas yung BP nila. I have patients calling me na parang akala ko emergency na, kasi sobrang mababa na daw yung BP niya kung dapat pa raw po niyang ipagpatuloy. So, I asked ano yung BP niya. So, yung BP niya was 105/70. Basta, it's perfectly normal. Kaya lang, nasanay na pala na yung BP is 150, 160, 140 na yung pinakamababa. So, akala nila yung 110 ay sobrang baba na talaga. So, no. 110, 105, 90 to 110 is very optimum. Okay na okay yun. Tanong ko lang po, calorie deficit kung may stored fats pa, kailangan po mag-food supplement? Food supplement, more on electrolyte and vitamins and mineral supplement. Okay lang. Ayan, guilty. Thank you so much po sa info about potassium and magnesium. Got my order kasi. Muchas gracias. Yes. I hope wala nang mga kung ano-anong side effect ng electrolyte imbalance sa'yo. How can we avail of the masterclass workbook for tomorrow? For online enrollees, you have to print it yourself. I'm sure, no? Kitang-kita ko yung office mo, makaka-print ka doon. I think Alvin already posted it in our group, in LCF Masterclass. I know member ka na ng LCFF, ng Life Without Rice, pero meron pa tayong pangatlong group ngayon. So, the LCF Masterclass, dun yung updates natin. Downloadable na yung PDF doon, PDF form. So, you can print it. Magnesium citrate po ba is okay? Yes, magnesium citrate is okay. Kindly PM Sir Alvin. Thank you, Gigi. Ano pong collagen dansion powder ang mare-recommend na pwede inumin? So, any collagen powder if you feel you need it. So, but actually, I'd rather eat my collagen like, skin. Ano yun, balat ng pork, balat ng kung anek-anek, at kung others like the skin, the cartilage, chicken feet, pata ng baboy, yung lumalapot, those are actually very rich in collagen. And I know maraming nagpo-promote ng collagen. And yes, they can be okay and you can really supplement them. But did you know that our body can create its own collagen? No? Kaya yan. It's a natural part ng process ng katawan natin. But whenever we need to make part ng paggawa natin ng collagen, we need vitamin C. Okay? See you, Rom J. Thank you so much. Inday Jean. Yeah, yan yung naisip ko, Doc. Salamat, naka-ready na po ang notebook and pen. Yay! Sige. Okay, sige. For the masterclass attendees, I'm thinking actually of getting acquainted way ahead para hindi natin kailangan malump tomorrow. Para tomorrow, we can proceed with our discussion. So maybe we can get acquainted more in our group later, no? And we can have a trial later para smooth tayo bukas, okay? Need to be creative. Yes, dun lang talaga. Miss Ling Marapaw, see you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy you are part of the group. Clarita Taasan, good EPM. Saan pa ba? Grace Steadfast, sipag. Oo, yun talaga. Basta mga kaparehong pangalan, masisipag yan. Rowena, good evening. I really love listening to you and your voice is music to my ears. Mahihiya naman ako. Alam kong lumaki talaga akong walang gift sa aking boses. Pero, yun nga lang, mahilig talaga ako magkwento. So, I'm glad, pero willing na makinig sa pinagsasabi ko more beyond my family. Thank you. You are all my extended family. Angela May Perenya, yung post nyo po about sa fruits, may mangga, banana, pwede po ba yon sa atin? Yung post ko about sa fruits, ano lang yon? A guide, so that alam naman natin na hindi talaga maiwasan because we are blessed to be here with so much fruits, with so much produce na very sweet and very affordable. So I understand that from time to time makakakain talaga tayo. So those are the maximum limit we can take in a day. If we are considering our carbohydrate intake na yun lang talaga. So, at least, we can still eat. So, if you don't maximize that, like say for example, yung mangga, yung isang half ng mangga, so if you can even be okay with just 1/4 of that, then much better. So, with our life without rice, hindi tayo naglalagay parati ng fruits doon because we are posting there under the premise that people there really wants to heal. And they really want to improve. At ayaw natin ng mga ganong confounding na mas nakaka-confuse sa kanila. Okay? So that's why yung mga iba, mas kailangan na nilagay natin doon sa LCFF na page so that hindi malito yung nasa life without rice. And of course, we can still take them, no? But hindi na natin kailangan ipakita na yun yung kinakain mo everyday. Hindi mo ito ginagawa. But it's because it can confuse beginners, okay? So, our life without rice is intended to help those na nagsisimula pa lang talaga. And for those who are already like somewhat pro, no, na matagal na talaga sa way of life na to, we know that we can accommodate. That's why fruit is not on the danger list talaga. Nasa caution list sila. Whenever you take them, you have to be very mindful. You have to be very conscious, no? So, you must take caution whenever you take them. So, hindi sila bawal, okay? So, for those na sinasabi kong bawal talaga ang fruits, of course, bawal sila kung meron ka ng sakit in the first place, brought about by too much fruits in the first place. So, you really need to heal first. But generally, if you are at the top of your health at wala ka ng kahit anong issues, you can accommodate those fruits. Those fruits are even better option than your ice cream, than your lollipop, di ba? So, yun. Lifestyle, Marilyn. Lifestyle change, I'll pay. Na busy lang but I'll join tomorrow sa masterclass. Okay, kindly confirm with Alvin kasi nagpo-finalize na ng list of participants para walang ma-miss. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Annabelle Vicky Atuhan, natawa ako sa bikini. 'Di ba? Goals yan, Annabelle. Alam natin yan. Bushay ba yan? Good evening. Just want to ask if water fasting permissible with people taking maintenance medications. Thank you po. So it will depend on what maintenance and what is that for. But usually, if ever, it can be done, but it should be under supervision. Kaya the dangers kasi of fasting it can include hypoglycemia. But for normal people, hindi yan nangyayari. Nangyayari yan sa mga taong may sakit na in the first place or may iniinom na medication. So the medication is not actually because of the fasting, but the hypoglycemia is actually not because of the fasting, but it's because of the medication. So as much as possible, there is a way for you to slowly wean muna from medications, na ma-heal ka muna with medications, and then after you win from it, na okay ka na, then you can fast already after. So, hindi kailangan madaliin. I know, I've been fasting longer, meron akong 7 days, 14 days, yung ganon. But don't mistaken it as something that I really promote. I was doing it under my own supervision, of course, pero hindi yun basta-bastang hindi prepare. And mind you, whatever benefits that I get in the 14-day fasting, you can still get with intermittent fasting. Kahit 18 hours lang every day. But you can take that in a longer route, no? But you can take that safely. Kaya wag kayong ma-pressure sa maraming taong nagpa-fasting ng 24 hours, 48 hours. Mas marami akong kilalang hindi nag-extended fast and are still keeping the health and benefits na nakukuha nila. Okay? Hindi to si Maming. Maming, come here. Sali ka sa masterclass tomorrow.
Of course.
Maming is here. Noon, pareho pa kami ng mukha ni Maming. But ngayon, since mas payat na siya, hindi na kami pareho ng mukha. And show them your face. You don't show them your face.
Show them my face.
Hindi. Pagod lang ngayon si Maming. Maraming trabaho si Mother. So, Maming! Hindi na kami magkamukha ni Maming. Sige lang. Si Xiao Javier. Hello, Xiao. And hello there kung if Tita Karen is there. Elizabeth? Buko juice is no. Kasi 1 cup of buko juice is parang 20 grams of carbs na. So, 20 grams of carbs is like, para ma-appreciate nyo talaga, it's already 5 teaspoon of sugar. So, ganon. So, Chef Paredes Kwan, ask ko lang, if okay lang mag-take ng fish oil, you are so pretty. Actually I'm really scared na baka pag kita nyo sa akin sa personal, baka sabihin nyo, camera trick lang ba yun? Kasi baka sa totoo buhay, hindi naman talaga ganito yung mukha ko. Huwag kayong magpaloko sa nakikita na. But thank you. And fish oil is okay talaga, especially if we cannot take our omega-3 in our natural foods. If meron kayong daily na stash of wild salmon, so you're so lucky and maganda yun. But for us, regularly, hindi yun nakakain on a day-to-day basis, so we can really benefit from supplementation also. And always choose the good kind of fish oil. Hindi sa nagmamaliit tayo, but they're oil, especially the essential ones, the essential oils, they can easily go rancid. So, proper processing, proper storage, and good quality. So, sometimes they cost a little more, pero sure ka na maganda yung quality na yon, and you can really get the benefit. Kasi, baka binili natin yung pinakamurang fish oil, pero it ended up na wala na pala siyang, hindi na ano na pala siya, yung tawag doon, na oxidized na pala siya. So, it's no longer the healthy omega-3. So, we'd rather not take it, or else it's just added fats. Okay? So, Helen Amolib, I'm so blessed to you, Doc. Thank you so much sa info. Thank you din po. Charmaine Yusongko, Doc, gaano po karami ang pwedeng makonsume na manggang hilaw at singkamas? Okay, so I think alam ko yan kasi paborito ko rin yan and nakita ko yan. Usually, nakikita nating mangga is regular na mangga actually. So mataas yung carbs na nakalagay, around 14 grams ata. But when I search further, yung manggang hilaw talaga, green mango, it's actually really small. I think around 5 lang. Or around 5 grams per 100 grams. So pasok na pasok talaga siya sa low carb. So, pero again, wag lang natin yan ilagay lang muna sa life without rice kasi mako-confuse na naman yung mga newbies, mga beginners. Ano? Pero we can enjoy it as long as we are conscious on how much we consume. Okay? At saka wag nang isaw-saw sa soy sauce o sa asukal ha. Asin na lang, salt na lang and vinegar. Anong gagawin? Ano yan? No? Joining you from Chennai, India. Hello, Jamari. Marijal, pag po ba naka-LC, then nag-cheat ng bread o sugar na DLC, anong side effect po? So, back to zero ka na naman, especially if naparami yung kain mo. Pero, kung yung kinain mo, isang bread lang naman, tsaka yun na lang yung kinain mo for the whole day, so hindi naman ganun karami. Always remember the quantity and frequency and the other foods that you've been eating. Okay? So, yun talaga yun. Okay? Aside from salt, I'm using half teaspoon of baking soda. Okay na yan. So, others, you can also use, ano pa ba? Ano pa bang nilagay natin? Pwede kayo maglagay ng kakaunting, ano yan? Merong new salt. Yung parang potassium replacement sa regular na sodium. Pwede rin yan. Been sharing it and following, started getting better. Thank you so much, Grace Steadfast. I'm so proud. Minimum glass of water a day? Ito yung pinaka-importante. Kasi we were all raised and born and raised na kailangan 8 glasses of water talaga in a day. Tapos hindi man lang nila sinabi kung gaano kalaki yung glasses. Iba-iba pa naman yung baso namin sa bahay. Meron kaming all kinds of sizes of water sa bahay. So, yung totoo, wala talagang exact na count on the minimum. It will depend on the place that you're living in, how humid it is. Kung nasa desyerto ka, mas marami kang kailangang water. Kung trabaho mo ay under the scorching heat of the sun, mas marami kang water na na iinumin. If you're sweating all day, so ganun din. But if you're always sitting in a cool, dry place na wala namang masyadong physical activity, you can take your water whenever you feel thirsty. Okay? Importante lang, huwag kang lalagpas ng 5 to 6 liters a day. Sisirain mo yung kidneys mo. Okay? So, 1.2, 1.5 to 3 liters. Depende how much you need it. But as sa mga pasyente ko na nandito, hello sa inyo. Thank you so much for always being here. I usually have a limit on water intake kasi there's no point of keeping water even if you're about to sleep. Kailangan din mag-rest ng iyong kidneys, okay? So, as for our household, we usually take water around 2 to 3 hours before our bedtime. And our food, usually 4 to 5 hours before our bedtime. So, yun. And that's already 1 hour. No, maraming questions na hindi na natin masagot. Next time na lang, next Friday tayo ulit ha. Kasi we will focus more on our LCF masterclass. Pwede kaya na yung MWF natin, Q&A na lang muna, no? We can just do Q&A for the whole. Kasi marami kayong tanong parate. So for the whole April until we finish our LCF masterclass, we can do Q&A para mas masagot natin. Kasi maraming sagot na maraming tanong na hindi nasasagot. Okay? Mascara or taba ng pork is okay in a day. It's how many kilos? Grabe naman si Dang. Grabe naman ka, Dang. Ano naman yung gagawin mo sa ilang kilos? Isang kilo mo, ubos mo ba? Grabe naman yan. So, for others, no, you might feel na medyo strong yung mga mods and admins ng Life Without Rice. So before we end, I would like to emphasize, now we are not just actually looking at one thing, that is just low carb, but we are also looking at inflammation, and we are also looking at helping others heal. Basically, yung part ng problem natin actually, meron tayong problem with controlling our food intake. So, we already did that with high carb. So, we don't want you and all of us to do the same mistake with low carb. Not just because it's low carb, pwede na tayong parang glutinous level na. So, practicing moderation is not just good for our health, but it's also good for our mental well-being, for our overall wellness, kasi mas yung healing natin, para siyang holistic. Hindi lang basta sa health lang, but individually. Kasi I've been on that before. So, alam nyo naman kung anong mga pinagagawa ko. So, whenever I overeat kasi, the next time talaga, you will tend to, yung sinasabi ko, yung merong vlog niya na all day I dream about food. Hindi nga ako kumakain, pero yung loob ng isip ko, puro pagkain lang. Excited akong kumain parate. But when I started mindful eating, I can now do away with not very much dependent on food kahit open na yung window ko. Ito yung pinaka-mentor ko when it comes to moderation sa eating, no? Dapat kung ano nandyan, okay ka na, no? Like yesterday, yung nakain natin, yung 60 pesos na bulalo na isang serving na parang alam natin na hanggang parang dito lang siya. Pero yun na yung nakain ko for the whole day yesterday.
Just wanted to take away the hunger, not just to be full.
Yeah.
Not just,
so, the question yan parate, yun nga yung sa book 1, I think for those of you na nakaread na ng book 1, for those who have children, yung sinasabi, instead of asking na yung mga bata, so busog ka na ba? Busog ka na ba? So, instead of asking that, hindi ka na gutom? Hindi ka na gutom. So, kapag hindi ka na gutom, that's actually a good signal that you can stop eating. Okay? So, of course, iba rin kapag nag-uumad ka lang. So, it's okay. All of those we will tackle in our masterclass and of course, in our next videos. But for now, yan lang muna kasi overtime na tayo. Maraming salamat. Have a happy weekend to all of our future health hackers, low carbers, and fasting coaches and trainers. I'll see you tomorrow. We will actually see you tomorrow because we will all gonna be here. As always, if you still have fats to lose, but si Maming, wala na munang fats to lose, so hindi na siya makapag-fast. But kami, pwede pa kami. We can still fast as long as we can. And when we do eat, we can just stay low carb so that we will all stay safe. Okay? Bye-bye! Salamat po! Thank you!